So YouTube has literally created a real world Lord Voldemort. There's a particular individual who apparently you can't criticize and you cannot use proper pronouns to refer to him as. And I'm talking about Dylan Mulvaney. I've seen now since YouTube started to crack down on anything that Mr. Mulvaney doesn't like. Creators are going out of the way to avoid offending him, and by that extension, YouTube. So they'll do things like not refer to, or some of them will refer to him as she. I have a whole issue with that, but another thing I've seen people do is they won't use pronouns when referring to him. They will just repeat his name over and over again. It sounds very clunky because pronouns are a way to address someone or to reference someone of a particular sex without having to use a name over and over again, right? But the most extreme case I've seen is someone who just literally blurs out his name and refuses to even call it, refuses to even say his name in his videos. Now here's the funny thing. These people, the alphabet people, they always talk about not being heard, not being seen. You have some kind of day of visibility and all this nonsense. What they are creating is a situation in which people will have to render them invisible in order to survive on this liberal leftist platform. Because what can be more dehumanizing? What is the definition of not being seen as people refusing to call you by your given name and blocking out your name? Now, on the issue of people who capitulate and call him or she, some people will capitulate because they're afraid of YouTube. Other people have this weird mentality where they say they are okay in calling a man a woman, referring to a man as a woman, she, her. They get upset like the rest of us when that man invades or is allowed into female spaces, right? So here's my question to those people. If you are okay with referring to a man as a woman, why are you now upset that this quote-unquote woman has access to female spaces? Because you will, if you have that mentality, that philosophy, you will end up having to try to defend the statement, she is not a woman. Because you call the man she. She is not a woman. Or she is not female. But you better yet, you say she is not a female. Any philosophy or stance that will lead you to have to rationalize a contradictory statement, in my mind, is a clear indication that that philosophy is deeply flawed and you need to rethink that. Now, as for Mr. Mulvaney, I came across a very interesting video that he made, and I would just play these two parts back to back because some people were saying that, granted that even all right, some people were saying that they don't think he's truly alphabet. Well, that type of alphabet, they think he's a caricature that he's playing, as if that would be any better. So if he really did believe that he's a woman, then you should call him a woman. But if he doesn't believe that he's a woman, then you shouldn't call. That doesn't make any sense, right? Whether he believes it yes or no, calling a man a woman or referring to a man as a woman makes no sense.
What I'm struggling with most is that I grew up in a conservative family and I'm extremely privileged because they still love me very much. And I grew up in the church and I still have my faith, which I am really trying to hold on to right now. And I don't know if reincarnation is a thing, but in my next life, I would love to be someone non-confrontational and uncontroversial. God, that sounds nice.
In this video, he said something that kind of highlighted to me that maybe those persons are actually onto something, in that he is a liar and a charlatan, because he said that he still has his faith, but yet went on to talk about he doesn't know if reincarnation is a thing. These are two completely different points of view. No Christian will talk about reincarnation. A Christian will say that they hope that when they die, they go to heaven. That is what a Christian would say. He just conflated two widely different religious tenets. That right there tells me that he is no Christian, or he has no faith, no Christian faith. Inevitably, one of the more common rebuttals I hear is, why do you care so much? Which is a bit funny because, on the one hand, they say that if you don't call them by their made up, if you don't play into their delusions, that you don't care. But on the other hand, they turn around and say, why do you care so much what people do or call themselves? So pick one, right? But why do you care so much? It doesn't affect you. I have a scenario to pose to those people. If you see a child playing with a ball, kicking a ball, having the time of his life, and he's heading towards a precipice with Nintendo spiky pits or spikes at the bottom there, that you know the child will get seriously injured, that will cause serious damage to himself. What would you do? Would you try to stop the child from heading towards danger? Or would you say, well, kicking the ball makes the child happy. The child is living his best life. Therefore, I'm going to keep quiet. So, is keeping quiet when someone is heading to a dangerous precipice, is that really compassion? Are you really as morally superior as you think you are? Or are you perhaps the most cruel individual ever, that you are willing to let someone gleefully jump to their death? Meanwhile, you look around at other people who are trying to tell the child, no, stop, that's dangerous, and you're saying that those people are hateful. Would you say that such an individual who says, look, what the child does in his or her life doesn't affect me, so I don't care. It makes whatever makes them happy. Would you say that is a moral agent? Sometimes the most caring thing you can do or say to someone is no.